Right now, from students to alumni, the UW is kicking off graduation with the first of two commencement ceremonies this weekend.
And tragedy in Reedsburg as a student is hit and killed by a pickup truck while waiting for the school bus.
And a bank robbery in Whitewater has the police turning to the public with hopes of identifying a suspect. That's all coming up at 10. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Janesville, where police right now are asking the public to avoid the area of East Memorial Drive and Harding Street.
Well, police say they're conducting an investigation there, but they are not sharing really any more details at this time. Our photojournalist on the scene tells us police seem to be focused on an apartment building. Stay with News 3 now, on air and online for the latest as soon as we learn more. It is a busy weekend with diplomas, caps, and gowns. It began at the Kohl Center tonight as UW-Madison held its spring commencement ceremony for doctoral, Master of Fine Arts students and medical professionals.
It is the first ceremony for a busy 2 days of graduation and Mother's Day. Arman Rahman has more from the ceremony and what you can expect for graduation weekend.
Sabrina Hoffman.
Today you cross the threshold from students to alumni.
The postdoctoral commencement began with an acknowledgement from Chancellor Jennifer Mnuchin of turmoil on campus, sparked by the recent social media video where an alleged student goes on a rant full of racial slurs.
I know that some of you are feeling a great deal of hurt and frustration and anger in the wake of that painful and racist video. And I want you to know that I see that and I hear that.
No matter what the degree,
whether you've completed an MD or an MFA or a DVM or a PhD, and we sure have a lot of initials, don't we?
Some of those walking the stage completed the work 50 years ago.
Tonight, they'll complete that journey that they began so many years ago.
But as Chancellor Mnuchin says, every commencement ceremony is a recognition of the finished journey and the one that lies ahead.
And there's always something a bit daunting about starting anew. When you wake up tomorrow, you too will be starting anew. Getting ready to begin your residency maybe, or a postdoc, or your career, or a project that will take your work in a new direction.
Now, tomorrow's commencement ceremony will be for bachelor's, master's, and law degree candidates. That ceremony will start at noon at Camp Randall Stadium. A free shuttle will be offered to transport participants and guests to Camp Randall from various Madison Metro bus stops. Seating is first come, first served general admission, and gates open at 10 a.m. And that ceremony is expected to last about 90 minutes.
Always a great time of the year on campus. Armand, thank you. And Julian Seawright joins us now with the first warn forecast with the timing of some rain expected this weekend. Julian.
That's right, and the good news is that we're not going to be expecting showers too much for the rest of tonight. But going into Saturday, it's all about the timing, because once we get into our Saturday afternoon, not a whole lot, but Saturday night's a bit of a different story. But talking about right now, we did start to see some light rain showers just south of Madison that was moving across eastern of I-94, but that's pretty much ended. Now, over the next several hours, we might just see some pickup of spotty showers, but overall, we're not looking for anything to really collect itself as we get into the overnight hours. And speaking of Mother's Day, real quick, 60 degrees is what we're expecting, but it's going to be rainy, breezy, and with 60-degree temperatures after the 80 and 70s that we've seen, it's going to be rather cool. But you might want to just have your plans indoors to celebrate Mama. But as we get into what we're seeing ahead of that, well, we're going to be seeing temperatures, again, start to cool off throughout the rest of tonight, but maintaining those lower 60s and upper 50s. We will start to see a resurgence of some spotty showers late overnight into our early Saturday morning, but it's not going to be looking to be very widespread. Tonight, temperatures will be dropping to the upper 50s, but tomorrow we're looking at the middle 70s. Now, tomorrow we're expecting our afternoon to be mostly cloudy, but rather dry. We're not going to be seeing a resurgence of that rain until we get into our Saturday night, leading into our Sunday. But we'll talk more about the rain and what you can expect with it in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
New tonight at 10, Whitewater police are investigating a bank robbery from this afternoon where a man got away with an unknown amount of money. The robbery happened at the Fort Community Credit Union on East Milwaukee Street. Take a look at this photo here on the left. Police are hoping there is something that you recognize about him that can help them identify this suspect. He was wearing sunglasses, a medical mask, a zip-up hoodie over a yellow shirt, and dark cargo pants. The man left the building around 3:15 in a dark hatchback vehicle with white stripes, possibly a newer Mini Cooper. Anyone with information is asked to call Whitewater Police at the number you see there on your screen. In Janesville, a 29-year-old mother was arrested yesterday after a welfare check revealed deplorable living conditions. Haley Brown is facing multiple charges related to child neglect and drug possession. Officers found her asleep in a home on North Washington Street and 2 children unattended to. Drug paraphernalia, marijuana, and heroin all in plain sight inside the house. Janesville police say after her arrest, the children were turned over to other family members.
Also new tonight, a Madison man will spend the next 3 years behind bars for breaking into a Dodgeville home last year and killing a dog. Court documents allege 21-year-old DeJean Glover shot and killed a 7-year-old pit bull after breaking into a former coworker's home last year. He told police he was struggling after losing his job and targeted the home after learning about valuables inside. Glover pleaded guilty in February to charges of burglary while armed with a dangerous weapon, mistreatment of animals causing death, and theft. Police on Madison's east side say one person was taken to the hospital in what's being described as a domestic violence incident.
This happened in the area of Webb Avenue and Darbo Drive, just off East Washington and south of State Highway 30. Right now, there is still a lot unknown on what exactly happened, but officers tell us it involved a gunshot and a stab wound. And while the incident is believed to possibly have stemmed from domestic violence, detectives are still investigating if that is indeed the case. Police did not have an update on the person hospitalized, but stay with News 3 Now on air and online for the very latest. And a reminder, you can also find the latest updates by downloading our Channel 3000 News app. Just make sure to turn on push notifications so you never miss a breaking story. The community of Reedsburg is grieving tonight after a tragic accident this morning, leaving a student dead.
Authorities say that student was waiting to board a school bus before 7:30 when they were struck and killed by a pickup truck. This happened on Highway 2333 near Northwoods Drive in the town of Excelsior. That's east of Reedsburg. Neither the name nor age of the student killed nor the driver of the pickup truck have been released. Authorities say that information is being withheld until family members are fully notified. Sauk County deputies say the accident was caused when the driver of that truck failed to slow down in time to stop behind that school bus. The driver swerved right to avoid rear-ending the bus, and that's when the student was hit and killed. The bus heading to Webb Middle School and already had students on board. Parents say the tragedy is forcing them to begin some difficult conversations with their children.
Very conflicted, heartbroken, devastated, and very panicked. I was unsure if my children's friends or any of the children that I've helped care for were on that bus or were the ones being picked up on that bus.
In an email to district parents after the news broke, Reedsburg Superintendent Roger Rindo said in part, quote, "This is a truly devastating time for our entire community and it will have far-reaching effects. We ask that you join us in keeping the students' family and friends in your thoughts and prayers. Authorities are continuing to investigate. Anyone who has information that could help the investigation is asked to call the Sauk County Tips line, the number 1-888-TIP-SAUK. A pair of new bills circulating in the legislature could make it easier to prosecute teachers who give students obscene content, but it is rather complicated because how obscene can be defined here. The bills cite a lengthy statute which uses a lot of complicated language, but a large portion of it is based in defining obscenity in books and movies on several somewhat vague ideas. For example, quote, contemporary community standards. And this Sunday morning at 10:30 on For the Record, we hear from one Republican representative who believes it should be up to community members themselves to agree upon that definition. You can see that conversation in full again Sunday on For the Record.
Students and staff rallied outside Madison's East High School today, calling on school district leaders to offer more competitive wages. The demonstration happened during lunch and on the final day of Teacher Appreciation Week. Madison School's budget for the next school year calls for a 3.5% increase in base wages, but demonstrators argue that is not enough to remain competitive with other Dane County school districts. We reached out to MMSD for comment, who said MMSD is committed to keeping quality educators in Madison, and we continue to do our best to ensure our staff receive the compensation and resources they deserve while remaining fiscally responsible.
A panel of outside advisors to the FDA voted to grant accelerated approval to an experimental gene therapy. SRP 9001 treats Duchenne muscular dystrophy in a single dose. Problem is, it hasn't been clinically proven And the FDA does have some safety concerns here. Right now, children with the disease generally lose the ability to walk by their teen years and don't live past 30. The advisors ultimately voted 8-6 to put the drug on a path to go to market without robust clinical evidence, but the FDA does not have to follow that recommendation. The agency is expected to make a final decision by the end of the month. In New York, a Marine veteran accused of killing a homeless man who witnesses say was acting erratically on the subway is now charged with second-degree manslaughter. That would be 24-year-old Daniel Penny, who turned himself in this morning and made a court appearance. He was not required to enter a plea and was released on a $100,000 bail payment. And Penny's attorneys say he risked his life for other riders when he put 30-year-old Jordan Neely in a chokehold during that May 1st subway ride. Penny restrained Neely after witnesses say he began shouting that he was hungry, thirsty, and had little to live for. The medical examiner ruled the death a homicide, but that does not necessarily mean there was criminal intent or culpability. That'll be a matter for the criminal justice system to determine. A group of filmmakers chasing their big screen dreams right here in Madison.
Still ahead, we'll introduce you to the brains behind the camera, bringing the movie to life.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Get 11% off your outdoor project at Menards. UltraDeck low-maintenance decking is built to last. Spend more time with family and friends, or simply soak up some sun with UltraDeck rustic composite decking. It's $195 per lineal foot after rebate. Check out our selection of concrete landscape blocks, from no-cut block projects to retaining walls to edges and patios. We have the block for you. Get 4 smooth patio blocks for just $5 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
Are record high energy and water costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive. While you may not ask for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to be without heat, water, or power. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.heat.help.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature-based recliners and ottomans, and cross-base recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
A home explosion rocks Madison's west side.
Like a bomb went off.
News 3 Now was first on the scene.
I saw the whole thing. 3 babies was injured walking with their mom.
We'll continue to bring you timely updates and answers. News 3 Now, your trusted source for breaking news and continuous coverage.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Mother's Day is Sunday, and while many will celebrate the mother and mother figures in their lives, it is not an easy day for everyone.
Emily Landers is a Mequon mom of 3 who was ready to welcome a 4th child in 2021, but she had a miscarriage at 15 weeks. Her loss turned to inspiration to create A Little Something, A Lot of Love, an organization that makes and creates joy bombs and provides support for those dealing with pregnancy loss. Those joy bombs are care packages filled with items such as bracelets, candles, rainbow makers, and bath bombs. So far, she's donated nearly 500 of them and meets monthly with other mothers who've experienced pregnancy loss. A Little Something, A Lot of Love opened a door for Landers to find joy again.
I've seen a lot of love. I've seen a lot of kindness from complete strangers, and I've become a part of this community that I didn't even know existed.
Health psychologists say Mother's Day can be an emotional trigger for many. They encourage people to find their own way to celebrate while treating others with generosity, as struggles like infertility can often hide as silent grief. For more information on Landers' organization, visit alittlesomethingalotoFlove.com. The premiere of a new film called Wasted happened here in Madison last night.
The plot is something many of us can relate to, especially post-pandemic. Brady Mallory takes us behind the scenes to meet the filmmakers responsible.
Do you ever feel like you're falling? Alex Wilder does.
He's going through a sunken place where he falls, hits his head, and he goes through like 8 layers of his subconscious.
Okay, so Alex Wilder isn't a real person. He's the main character of a new film called Wasted.
Off the bat, people are probably thinking wasted as in drinking a lot.
Not the case. Actually, the premise of the film is much more sobering.
The concept of wasted potential, because as we've experienced a lot of craziness in the last few years with the pandemic, it's really been tough navigating the college experience after everything that's happened.
Turn around. Top left. Down your feet.
Here's a behind-the-scenes look at Next Wave Studios in Madison. Green screen, leaf blower, and all at the feature-length film from Badger Film Group, a student-run crew from UW-Madison.
Turn around.
It's set to make its debut at the Marquee Theater at Union South. The big screen is a big deal, but these filmmakers have a bigger focus. For Wasted and their previous award-winning film, Watch Out, they want to highlight Madison and show you don't have to go to Hollywood or New York to be creative and make a movie.
We're making something special here. We want to kill. We want to make something fantastic. We want to blow people away. We don't want to make a student film. We don't want to make a great student film. We want to make a great film.
Wasted is 90 minutes long. But the 50 students in Badger Film Group have been working hundreds of hours, day and night, since November.
We're so tired, but we're like, that was awesome, though.
There's probably been a few cups of coffee along the way to keep them from falling asleep, but the real awakening comes from a passion and love for film.
For me, as someone who wants to direct, to have been able to actually direct a full-length feature film with 30-plus shoots and all these locations and working with so many actors, I genuinely feel that I've already won.
Everyone's always like, is it for school? And you're like, no. They're like, okay, are you making money? And you're like, no. They're like, so why are you doing that? And I'm like, because we need to create.
Rosenthal says he hopes when people see the characters, they see themselves.
This movie, it was made to portray what has happened, post-COVID, and going through different friend groups and really just becoming one's self that they're meant to become.
It's easy to feel like you've wasted your potential. So if you ever feel like you're falling, perhaps this film will show you. You will find a place to land.
It doesn't matter how you look at all. It doesn't matter what people think. It's just be yourself, put everything out there, put it on the line, because we don't know what happens after this. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so we just gotta do what we love, be who we are, and just have fun.
Brady Mallory reporting. Wasted is the 6th film produced by the Badger Film Group, but just its 2nd full-length feature film. Julian is back with a first warn forecast. Might be a good weekend for some movies or indoor activities.
Absolutely, especially with the shower activity we're expecting for Mother's Day and even some for Saturday. So folks, let's go ahead and talk about the weather headlines, because today we got a small glimpse of what we're going to be expecting. Cloudy and some shower activity, but it wasn't very widespread and it wasn't heavy rainfall. But that's going to be the thing for this weekend. We're we're not expecting heavy rainfall, at least for all of us. Instead, what we're going to be watching for is some spotty showers even into the overnight. Now, the showers that we did have is pretty much over with, but we will start to see some areas getting some isolated showers, especially as we lead into our Saturday morning. But Saturday in itself is mainly going to be dry, so that's the key here. Throughout commencement and any kind of celebrations you want to have during the day is going to be mainly fine for almost all of us here in southern Wisconsin, but going into our Saturday nights, that's when things start to change a bit. We're talking rain, we're talking thunderstorms, and that's going to be leading into Mother's Day, where we're expecting rain, not so much thunderstorms throughout the course of our day. So walking through what we got on our radar as of right now, well, the shower activity that we did have is pretty much done for us here in Dane County. It's mainly fell apart and moved east. Over the next several hours, again, we might see a couple of spotty showers, but otherwise, things are going to stay rather quiet for us here in southern Wisconsin. It's not, again, until we get into the later parts of our Saturday. But into the morning, we might start to see a bit of some shower activity around southern Wisconsin, especially for Dane County, but into the noon hour. Not looking at much here for us here in southern Wisconsin. Even some areas might get a peak of some sunshine. Temperatures will rise into our early afternoon, and then we're getting those breezy winds coming in from the east-northeast that are going to start to influence a bit of some shower activity as we get into our overnight hours. So going in from Saturday nights into our early Sunday morning. Around midnight is when we're expecting some of those showers to start to pick up, potentially some isolated thunderstorms. But early Sunday morning, around 9 o'clock, is when it's going to be much more widespread, and it's going to sit around until we get into around the dinner time hours for our Sunday. Sunday nights, however, we're looking for it to dry back out. So luckily, this isn't going to be a whole weekend affair, but it's one thing to be watching for, especially as we get into Mother's Day, just how long that rain sticks around for. Otherwise, we're looking for about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. Some areas could see 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch here in Dane County, but mainly to the southwest and over towards the northwest, from Viroka over all the way towards Platteville. So we're going to be expecting about 3/4 to maybe even an inch in terms of rainfall once this event is pretty much all said and done. Heading into our weekend forecast, 75 degrees for Saturday. Again, it's mainly going to be dry. And then for Sunday, we're looking for breezy and occasional light rain. Quick look at our Mother's Day forecast, because that's all we really care about outside of commencement for this weekend. 60 degrees, rainy, breezy, and cool. Again, it's going to be a great weekend to stay indoors and to celebrate Mother. But outside of that, here's a look at our 10-day forecast here at the First Warn Weather Team. Once we're done with this weekend, 70s are back in the forecast, and so is the sunshine. Next weekend, we're watching for a little bit of a pattern change, but overall, next week is going to be some smooth sailing.
Coming up in sports, the Packers replaced their 4-time MVP with a 4-time gold medalist. Find out who she is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Time to claim independence from winter and get outside for the first festival of the season, Sittendemai in Stoughton. There's entertainment at every corner with dancers, Viking games, live bands, and a Sunday parade. It's the first festival of the season, Sittendemai in Stoughton.
If you've got the TV volume way up right now, then you really need these. These tiny but powerful little hearing aids are the Nano CIC Recharge, priced at only $297 for a full pair. These are not simply amplifiers. These are ultra high quality, ultra reliable hearing aids, priced thousands less than other hearing aids. They fit right in your ear. Nothing shows in the back of your ear. Payments as low as $36 a month.
1-800-276-3995.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
Join the circle of life at the Lion King.
Now on stage at Overture Center through May 28th only. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
When you download the Pick and Save app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Pick and Save app. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Two weeks ago, the Brewers were 18-9 and had one of the best records in MLB. But since, their youth and experience have shown. In their last 10 games, they're 2-8. Good thing the Royals are in town this weekend, though. Kansas City currently holds the second worst record in baseball, shapes out for a good rebound series for the Crew. And Yelly got the boys going in the first inning, courtesy of his wheels. He beats out the infield single to score Willie Adames. Crew up 1-0. Then in the third, Owen Miller, he wants a piece of that cheese. A no-doubter to left. And Miller's first home run of the season puts the Crew up 2-0. This game has gone final. Final score, Brewers 5, Royals 1. At 27 years old, Kenny Clark did not expect to be the veteran voice in the Packers locker room, at least just yet. But with the departures of Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, and Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't really have much of a choice. The Packers nose tackle knows that he needs to step up his leadership to hold the young guys to the standard that he was held to when he started in Titletown. The biggest thing for Clark, be more vocal.
Just looking inward at myself, I do definitely got to be more vocal. You know, guys want to hear me talk, and you know, they respect what I say. So I definitely got to be more of a vocal leader, for the team. But as far as just my approach, I'm coming in every day, working, being the same guy.
The Packers lost a four-time MVP this offseason, but today they added a four-time Olympic gold medalist to the green and gold. Well, in the form of a fan, at least. Simone Biles was at Lambeau this morning, celebrating the signing of her new husband and the new Packers safety, Jonathan Owens. He's coming off the best season of his career in the NFL, where he racked up 125 tackles and a sack with the Texans. Every time Steve Stricker plays on the Champions Tour, he proudly represents the state of Wisconsin. But when it comes to the Regions Tradition Tournament down in Alabama, the course is kind of his home away from home. Stricker's won the event 2 times in the last 3 years, but Jerry Kelly looking to knock off the defending champ here in the second round. Putts like this one will help him in that journey. On 10, he sinks the long winding birdie, one of his 4 birds on the day. Kelly finished 7 under. But Stricker, the defending champ, he's there for a reason. Here's Strick on 18, closing the day with a birdie to drop him to 8 under heading into the weekend. He's tied for 3rd in the competition, 2 shots off the lead. And in case you missed it last night, Joe Pavelski continued his scoring tear in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The former Badger lit the lamp for the 7th time in 5 games against the Kraken and made some history in the process, moving Pavelski into a tie for 2nd among active players with the most career postseason goals at 71. Game 6 is Saturday. We'll be right back.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
How did Richard Bong shoot down 40 planes in World War II? He said he got so close, he couldn't miss.
Get 4 Arby's Classic Roast Beef Sandwiches for just $10. That's 1 for now, 1 after that, 1 to celebrate the first 2, and 1 more because that's how many 4 is. Arby's, we we have the meat.
George uses AT&T. Anthony has Spectrum One. With AT&T, George pays $55 for internet and $75 for his unlimited extra mobile line.
Plus monthly fees. Ouch.
With Spectrum One, Anthony gets internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile for $49.99 a month. Go to spectrum.com/save more to see how much you can save. Get Spectrum internet for only $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line. Visit spectrum.com/save more or call 833-714-4999 today.
How do we decide what hotel to book?
Fear not. I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos.
Spacious.
That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
This is how legends are. 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Big weekend ahead. Julian's recapping the forecast.
That's right. So tomorrow we're not expecting too much in terms of showers until we get into our late Saturday nights. Otherwise, it's going to be rather dry. Temperatures in the middle 70s. Sunday, however, is a different story. Could see some rain sticking around, and then next week, smooth sailing and 70s.
Well, you moms out there, Charlotte, you have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Thanks for joining us.
Do something good and have a great weekend.